Boker Mispaka, Shimi Akasha Yisrael. Hayamet Eth Meteshel Yehuda, Tehila Yahweh, Tehila Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Good morning, family. My name is Akazi Yisrael, and I exist from the tribe of Yehuda. Praise Yahweh Ben Yahweh. We will be looking at part 6 of Yahweh Ben Yahweh exposes the position of Babylon. Where we last left off was we were going to be talking about the deposit. But before we do that, we must offer up a prayer to our Father, Yahweh and Yahweh Ben Yahweh. In our Hebrew tongue, the tefillah. Please face the east. We're going to stand. We're going to start standing for these. Show the utmost reverence. Tefillah. Avenu Sabashamaya, Yikadar Shemeakar, Tavomaku Teakar, Yer Sebi Zonkar, Kivashamayam Kane Baadet, Alekan Kukenu, Tain La Nu Hayon, Uslaklanu, Arkarteenu, Kimo Shaso King, Gamanatenu, Lakotein Lanu, Bealtefienu, Ladeni Sayon, Kakar Seinu, Minhara, Kilaka, Mamlaha, Begivara, Beteferet, Leoleme, Olamin, Sila. We thank you, living and eternal King, Yud He Wav He Bet Nun Sophie, Yud He Wav He, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, who has so mercifully restored us by sacrificing your life. We offer up to you our life, our deaths, our existence. We love you so much, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Thank you for being the very image of the invisible God. Thank you for keeping your promises that you have promised unto our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Thank you so much, Father. I love you so much. Tehillah Yahweh. All right. Deposit is to deliver and then leave an item. Oh. It's taking and then leaving. See, this shows forth opposites. It's to put in place or set down, especially carefully or exactly. So when I hear the word exactly, it means at a specific time, something is going to happen. It's to lay or throw down. So it's to lay down the new foundation of heaven, and then it's to throw down the old foundation of man by the natural processes of precipitating. Now, the very essence of Jeremiah 51, verse 12, was the king being nervous about something. So he's saying, hey, set up the watch, make them strong. Set up is to rise in various applications, in like literal or figurative, as well as in intensively, but it is characterized as an increasing in the intensity or degree as we see, right? We see the intensity of the degree ramping up with ICE going out and shooting people with tear gas and rounding up people and, loading them up on buses. I find it funny that they bought some land next to the border, like out there next to like Laredo. They bought some land, and this is where they're keeping people at to process them out. Why not just? I mean, the border's right there. Why not just get them on a bus, drive across, drop them off, and then watch them leave? Why you need land? I mean, they all came through Mexico, right? Why do you need land to store people? Because you're getting those camps ready. That's why you're getting these are your test subjects to see how many people can you house and observe and supervise and dictate and rule over, so that when that time comes, they're ready for us. That's their plan. I'm trying to tell you, Yahweh Ben Yahweh exposed all of this. That's their excuse. They're seeing how the world reacts to them doing that. But when that next stage happens in this World War III setting and everyone is divides up against each other, then they're going to make that move because their thing is going to be, it's going to be martial law. But Yahweh Ben Yahweh told you first, and I'm telling you second. Praise Yahweh, right? It is intensively or in a degree, but it's also causatively, which is acting as a cause, which is producing an outcome. So they're saying we're only doing this because these immigrants are coming into our country and they're threatening our jobs and our way of life and blah 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 blah. And the people like, hey, yeah. Some people like, hey, yeah. And other people like, wait. America's suppositions all about immigration. The Statue of Liberty, it's all about immigration. It's the land of liberty, home of the free, land for all, man. That's cool, brother. Right? And is often followed by actions. It's an accomplishment to be cleared, conformed, decreed, as well as to be damned, to endure dumbness. That's what dumb means. Dumb means dumb. So we have to endure this dumbness. And we seeing the enemies enjoying themselves onto new laws, creating new pacts, pushing this new agenda forward. And it's to prescribe a course of action with authority or with emphasis, with injunctions such as a judicial process or order requiring the person or nation or persons or nations to whom it is directed to a particular act or to refrain from doing a particular act. Again, they go to court, they get these little policies passed in court for the Trump administration for these immigrants, and then they go out and they start grabbing people and shooting people and with tear gas and all kind of stuff, right? This is what that's talking about right here. Look at that. Praise Yahweh. We're going to keep going, family. The watchman. See, the watchman is compared to like a hedge. You know what a hedge is, a wall of greenery. Almost like think of it like a maze, right? That's a hedge where you're surrounded with on all sides or nearly all sides. That's what a hedge is, right? About which is the defensive positionings being reinforced, right? On all sides or on nearly all sides. As with thorns. Thorns would be, again, your battleships from like the Navy or Coast Guard, your Air Force, the jets, right? Your thorns would be your Marines, right? Because Marines are air, land, and sea. It would be the Army, right? These are your thorns, or, to help enforce this edge, right? Roundabout. Now, that is the infantry, which is they are made to be aware of something, right? To circumspect some things and to be watchful and discreet about how they're watching. Don't let people know that you're watching, but watch them. When they think you're not watching, you watching. Now, devise, right? Devise is zamam, which is zachin, mem sophie, zamam, which is to plan, usually in a bad sense. See, they're devising this plan, and it's all for a bad sense, but they're making people think it's a good sense. It's in all goodness. We just want to look out for our American citizens, right? But it's a plan usually in a bad sense, and it's considered, meaning judged and imagined and plotted out for its purpose to do evil. 2 Kings 19:7. Behold, I will send a blast upon America, and he shall hear a rumor, and shall return to his own land, and I will cause him to fall by the sword in his own land. I am not going to go into that. because I don't want that information to get out. I am going to, hold on. I don't want that getting out. For reasons, I'm going to halt this video right here, because I don't want to put this information out. You need to know when to speak and when to not be rash with your mouth. And in this sense, not rash of being wrong, but rash with exposing too much information with great detail. So I'm going to call it right here for this video right here. I hope y'all have a wonderful morning. And when we be picking back up, we will be looking at the book of Hosea. And Nihad Mishpaka, praise Yahweh.